Travel with us to catch your dream fish. Where professional fishermen buy their tackle.
Pavel, get it, go, go! We found a school of pollock 65 meters down, and from a depth of 60 to 50, there's a large school. I've managed to get the giant jig head with the rubber bait beneath them, and you can see the bigger fish are under them.
Wow.
Now that's what we want. Oh! 15 kilos.
When fishing on Soroya, it's always very important to keep your eye on the weather. Not just for safety, but also for your fishing approach. On sunny days, when the wind dies down, you can't expect a good fishing trip with the hope of a trophy catch. On such days, it's better to go fishing for trout and Arctic char in the mountain lakes instead. These types of fish are more active on sunny days, when the air warms up and brings out insects which fall in the water, a welcome change from the game fish's normal diet.
Pavel, the lake's here, behind the third spur. Yeah, I see it. Here's the mountain saddle from which the waterfall runs down into the lake. There's still quite a lot of snow there. We'll see how much water it holds. Today we've decided to go fishing on one of the glacial lakes, and we'll try to get some nice trout or Arctic char.
To catch lake trout, we first went with size 2 spinners in aggressive colors.
Yeah, got him. Such a nice trout needs to go back to his home waters. See you next year. This beautiful fish came for this wobbler that looks like a brown trout. We're in Soroya Island, which is famous for fantastic sea fishing. But as you can see, it's not only sea fishing, but there are roughly 1,000 lakes of glacial origin, and about 80% of them have never been fished. We're on one of them right now, pure virgin water. We'll take the king of these local waters off the hook and give this beautiful fish its freedom. Go where you belong.
There is no map of Soroya's lakes, so it's very dangerous to search for them on your own in mountainous terrain, since we're talking about an area of larger than 800 square kilometers. GPS navigation remains the only help for orientation, and if it breaks or the battery dies, then it's up to your compass. There are about 1,000 freshwater lakes on Soroya Island. Fish can be found in about 80% of them. It's mostly trout and Arctic char, which are known for their red meat. If someone tried to stock the local waters with perch, for example, they'd be sentenced to a few years in prison. People fish on the frozen lakes in winter from November to May, and in the mountains until June. For that, of course, you'll need equipment like skis or snowmobiles. In summer, you can fish on thawed lakes from the end of June to the beginning of November. The best period begins when the water warms up. The fish are more active and collect insects from the surface.
Incredible. They're jumping like our rainbow trout. That one's a bit longer.
Our first catches came immediately. The fish gradually stopped reacting to these spoons, so we switched to the silver ones.
Beautifully colored trout. This one held on to one hook. Let's see him free. Okay, swim. Look at these guys. 2 trouts within an hour, about half a meter long. It's a wonderful change from sea fishing, where you work with half a kilo of gear all day long, to just set off for the mountains to fish for trout with some light spinning. It's wonderful on Soroya. We're 200 meters deep and we're trying to catch some redfish here. Something's taken the bait hard, so we'll see what it is. And it's red. It's a redfish. A beautiful redfish from 200 meters deep. What a nice fish. You have to be careful, because redfish have these poisonous spines all over their bodies.
Super.
Such beautiful fish live 225 meters under the surface. A 7 kilo redfish was caught here last year, so we'll try our luck. Pavel was telling us how poisonous the fish can be, how poisonous their spines are. If you get a cut from a redfish, cut through his eye, which contains the antiserum. The pain will go away 10 minutes after applying the eye gel. The wound will deflate and heal nicely.
How big is Soroya? So, Soroya is, if you go around it, it's about 250 kilometers. In square, it's 992 or something square kilometers.
How many people is here?
Well, only 1,400 in total, so we have a lot of space. Almost 1 kilometer is square per person.
And how many villages is here? Or some small towns?
Yeah, here is, in this end of the island, we have Hasvik, the biggest city, with well, 400 people.
It's like capital?
Yeah, it's capital of Soroya. With 400 people, not big.
Yeah.
And then we have Breivikbotn, where the community house is with, you know, the mayor, everything.
Yes.
Only maybe 300 people.
Yes.
And then we have a small, nice place called Breivik.
Yes.
Holiday houses mostly. I think there live maybe 20 people in winter time.
Yes.
And in the end of the road we have Soroya.
Yes.
Only 200 people in winter. In summer a lot of tourists, so maybe 400 people also.
Yes. When here start season for fishing?
Well,
sport fishing.
For sport fishing, I will say it's possible in March with cutter.
Yes.
With small boat like this, well, end of April is the earliest, because you have regularly big waves.
Yes.
So with a small boat it should be too rough before that.
Yes.
Arnulf knows some really good places. 2 casts and 2 monsters.
Many people is interested in big fish. Do you recommend
Yeah,
waters of Soroya?
I can, because in Norway it's really the best, and I think in Europe Norway is known as maybe the best country for deep sea fishing, at least for cod and halibut also.
Yo! USA.
Look!
Je tam Ivan.
Got him!
160.
Michal! 160 meters and taking it from the reel.
Yeah! Ivan! Sotto lazy, volta.
Come here!
Okay.
Good job, Stander.
Travel with us to catch your dream fish. Where professional fishermen buy their tackle.